Welcome back to 2024 World Cup action. We're here watching some NXL. We're going to see Nasty versus Kansas City, Missouri All-Stars. I am Matt Falby out of AG Paintball up in Ware, New Hampshire. I'm joined by Nicole.
Hello, everybody. We're back after a nice lunch break. No one's hangry anymore.
Tacos.
The tacos, tacos were so good. I couldn't help myself. I just kept saying these slap.
Really good. All right, well, we're going to watch Nasty versus Kansas City, Missouri All-Stars. Nasty's already played today. They look good. I'm not sure where Kansas City is sitting for the day. After that, we're going to be watching Ballistics Goettingen, I hope I pronounced that correctly, versus Sacramento DMG. I'm assuming Ballistics names indicate that they're probably out of Germany, the Goettingen, so we will find out. All right, Missouri All-Stars on your right, Nasty on your left. I like Nasty's run. They went to the corner and then wrapped around it and immediately crawled into Snake. I haven't seen many teams attempting that so far this weekend.
And as you say that, I actually really like the All-Stars breakout. They had one in the home, but one actually at the start box as well. So they didn't technically double it up. So it's a different angle, which we all know that I enjoy.
Huge run by the All-Stars up to that brick. Unfortunately, got a little bit sloppy. He should have just tucked in tight and not try to immediately come out. He got blown up by the Snake.
Moving up as well. And they're going to push some Dorito presence as well. They've got two over there.
You're watching number 10, Geraldo here for Nasty in the Snake. He's the S3. Oh, he saw.
Yeah, his competition's going to be number 11 here.
He saw those feet moving. He knows.
Yeah.
That's going to be a trade.
Is it a trade? Yeah.
Geraldo didn't get the shot on him when he saw him make the move, the All-Star, but he saw the feet go into the bunker and he immediately launched.
Yeah, and All-Stars try to fill in the Snake corner and hopefully put a Snake presence in, but unfortunately he doesn't make it on the bump.
I think we're at 3-on-3 at the moment. So, Nasty's the closest to having any Snake presence now. They're in the Snake insert.
They are very aggressive this match.
Oh, huge run through by Nasty. Looks like it's clean, too.
It's successful, wow.
He's hunting for bodies. There's nothing left to shoot at, sir.
Okay.
Nice.
They must have learned some things from their last match for sure.
Apparently. Great finish by Nasty.
All right, so now we're going to start with DMG on the left and Ballistic on the right. These are two teams we haven't seen yet, so I'm interested to see if there's a different play style or we got something that's going to catch our eye that we haven't seen this morning.
Yeah, the first thing to look for is what's their breakout. What do they value as the important bunkers on this field?
Right. What is their bread and butter? What do they think is their best?
So yesterday we were seeing a lot of teams getting shot going into the Snake. Surprisingly today, teams are getting in the Snake on the breakout pretty much consistently, and nothing has changed. And there it is, as I say it, both teams in the Snake.
Right there, yeah. I feel like this Snake run and then like that Dorito side tower is really being used a lot along with this mini W.
DMG into Snake. They're out and out to Snake 3. I also see a big move up into that Dorito side cluster up at the 50.
Yeah, number 10 for Ballistic is actually posted up on the inside.
DMG fills out to that Snake corner, trying to give their Snake player some support. He's allowed to wrap. Makes his bump.
All right, let's see if DMG is picked up on this guy, and he's going to kind of, I would just wrap my gun. Don't even,
there it is.
See?
Clean.
Oh, but he makes it.
Oh, very clean.
He's got to be mindful of the Snake corner, though.
Now he needs to calm down a little bit. There's guns waiting for him.
Take a breath. You got somebody behind you to support you, hopefully.
That Snake side tower actually gives him a lot of protection on his left side. It's lining up and blocking a lot of shots. He's pretty safe there.
Yeah, if only there was somebody over there for him to kind of have this kill on. I think he's trying to battle it out with the Snake corner.
That's Caden Spencer doing work. He takes that can.
He does take the can. And he's going to also take that Dorito player out. So that's a 2-pack for him.
Great work, Spencer.
I feel like the first point is always hard to judge. You know, I think it's a good warm-up maybe, and then they finally start to establish, like, okay, how do I read this team? What's their game plan?
Yeah, you know, you're coming in pretty cold, especially at a national event where you really are unlikely to know the team you're playing against too well.
Right.
So, you know, they can. You can watch better teams lose to inferior to worse teams just because they're not ready for that particular breakout or that style of play.
And, you know, they try to warm up and they just don't warm up in time, and then you're down by 3, and you're like, how do we get here?
Embrace the chaos.
Sometimes it's the best way to do it. If you must know, Matt Falvey and I have been swapping rosters around, so we're always chuckling on what roster we're supposed to have. Who's on what side.
You're giving them a peek behind the curtain of our incompetence.
Yeah, some bloopers, if you will. So we've got Nasty on the right.
All-Stars on the left. All-Stars into the snake immediately. Both teams into the snake.
Oh, so we were supposed to have 5 alive for Nasty, but they do lose their snake player, and they also leave the Dorito side tower. But they do instantly fill their snake, which is very important. Keep that presence in there.
That's Geraldo taking a walk for Nasty. That's a big loss for them. He's been doing some good work today.
And it looks like Nasty loses another player. And another. So I think it's just this snake guy left.
Not
I could
anymore.
be wrong.
Boy,
As I say that, we lose him too.
This game has gone very poorly for Nasty.
I feel like
Nothing
I'm
has
having
worked.
flashbacks of Tiki.
Yeah. No flags, though, I think.
Right. This is just sheer not having a good time.
I don't think Kansas City's fully realized just how much in control they are. They're going to finish off that last corner player, hit the buzzer, call it a day.
Is there a corner player? No.
No, nope.
All right, we're just
Shooting at
abusing the bunkers. Kill counts, people. Kill counts.
It's always the refs that suffer.
Yeah. Save your paint. Save your fuel. Save your energy.
All right, we'll take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, and that's Committed Paintball. If you don't know Committed Paintball, well, then I don't know what you're doing watching this webcast. They are producers of the Twister line of paintball guns, doing it forever. I have to admit, I was involved with that company for a number of years, too, so I'm a little bit biased. But they had, and I'm going to use past tense, they had some great new goggles they released with clear face masks this weekend, JT style, and they sold out
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to say had because they went out like absolute hotcakes. The line was like crazy, and you know, good for everybody that snagged one, and I hope you look great wearing them.
But they're gone. They gone.
They gone.
All right, Ballistics on your left, looking to pick up a point in this one, try to tie it up.
Yeah, I've got DMG on my right. Looks like they're going to start up 5 alive.
Ballistics lose their snake player, unfortunately. They do take that important brick up here on the snake side.
And here we go. The pretty classic double home, push up the middle for DMG.
DMG making all their secondary moves at the same time.
I love that. Because then you know what? The other side, you don't know where to shoot. You've got 3 bodies.
Great shot by the Ballistics player.
Holy cannoli.
The DMG reached back to pull a pod. His elbow went up briefly, and bam.
He took it.
Unfortunately, he's going
to 50. And
he's going to pay
I don't really
for
know
it.
if I like that one.
That trade out?
Yeah. I feel like he could have waited.
Great shot by that Ballistics
I
player.
know, that was incredible, really. As I was just saying, you don't know who to shoot when all 3 of them bump at the same time. Well, you're going to shoot the snake on his fill. From what I can see here, I'm only 5'2". I believe on a DMG, I see a Dorito side tower and then a snake corner.
Ballistics are holding down the snake corner. They got that mini wall on the back line towards the Dorito side.
And as I'm sharing, the replacement DMG left that tower, went into, it looks like, the Dorito. And we're going to start kind of putting a presence in the snake here. Now, I wonder if he picks up that there's not anybody in here with him.
Yeah, and while Ballistics does have the snake corner, it's not very useful for slowing down the snake. It just doesn't have a good vision. So Ballistics is not crossed up. They're actually both guns over here on this snake side. DMG has an opportunity to do some damage over there on the Dorito side.
Question is, does he know that info and capitalize on it?
DMG player leaving that mini wall. He gets to that Dorito tower. That's a good move. That's going to allow a much better job of crossing up, slowing it down.
They have a good spread right now. I know that they still had somebody in the Dorito, and now kind of seems like the snake and that Dorito guy are kind of matched up.
Snake corner took a look at the wrong time. Takes the ball. That's it. A lot of time killed, too. So DMG is going to go up by a point. Still plenty of time on the clock, but that was a long point. All right, we're going back to the Nasty versus Missouri All-Stars game. Tied up 1-1. Clock is not an issue yet. So, yes, yesterday, let's go back to that.
Yes.
Yesterday, the getting into the snake was a really dicey proposition on the run out. I watched, it was about 50-50 teams running and diving in. Today, up until actually that last point, today, teams are just flying in it, no problem. Just zero problem.
I was thinking that, but I think people probably went home, made some adjustments, right? They're probably doing alternate routes at this point. They're not just trying to, I've seen some guys act like they're going to go, this way, and they're actually diving into the snake. So I think, just kind of
it's such a critical bunker, obviously. I'd put 2 guns to stop it. It's so important that you don't let the other team get in.
Yeah. So the All-Stars are going to start up 5 alive.
Nasty's not even going to attempt the snake at first. They lose a player up the middle and then take the snake as a secondary. And they lose a player on the Druida side, so they're down to 3 bodies.
Look at this move. We got to double up over here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, easy there. This all-star player was trying to fix his hopper, and then he's trying to check his lane, and he's almost shooting this ref over here.
He's net dumping on a ref over here. All right, well, Nasty down to 3 players. They do have the... No, I'm sorry. They are down to 2 players. They're crossed up from the snake and that Dorito side tower.
And I feel like All-Stars are actually really creative right now. I haven't seen this cake being used often in this snake, and this player is going to hang in there and not just use it as a transitional bunker.
Well, the All-Stars certainly have the momentum here.
He's got a wrap. His body language is telling us that he's ready to go. And he is, which is good because he's got that giant wing to protect him almost. Oh, as I see.
Nice shot for the snake player, number 21 for Nasty. By the way, I'm dubbing this Nasty player the garage sale because every piece of his equipment looks different. We got green barrel on a gold gun. He's got a purple hat with the pom-pom going on.
He's like one of those people you're just glad he made it in one piece.
Yeah, he's just grabbing whatever he can, throwing it on his body. But he's doing well with it.
For sure. Oh, okay. The pod toss either was intentional as a trap or it's just,
casual. There's about to be a bunker
trying to
here.
Run down this snake guy. Ooh, he almost gave himself away though when he shot that bunker.
That was dangerous. I will say that was clean a defense by number 21 for Nasty, but I also could have seen if a ref threw a flag on that. The gun did spin, but I think it spun before he got shot.
Oh yeah, because I think he heard those bunker shots and then was like, oh, he's coming.
Yep, that was a dangerous game to play on that one, but he got away with it.
Yeah, All-Stars are going to take advantage of this, and they're going to start bumping up on the other side.
Yeah, that Nasty home player's in trouble, and there it is. He's going to take a walk. So that's it. All-Stars are going to go up by a point. They're going to be cruising in around 10 minutes once they figure that out and hit the buzzer. And the last player is going to take a walk over there for Nasty from the Dorito side. Give credit to Nasty for digging in and making that point as long as it was. They lost 2 players pretty quickly into that match, and they still managed to hang on for quite a while. Doesn't feel like a victory, because technically it's not, but a little bit of a moral victory there.
I think some teams like to kill off the clock a little bit because they have faith that they can pull through in the end.
So my good friend, Anthony Vitale, who will be joining us later for WNXL, he likes to say that if you're confident that your team is better, you want as many points to happen as possible.
You want as much opportunity. Yep.
Yeah, because he thinks statistically it'll bear out. If your team is better and you've got more spins just occurring out there, then you're likely to end up doing better because you're going to prove that out. Where if you have less points in a match, there's more room for chaos.
Right, for sure.
All right, DMG doubling up the home.
Ballistics is going to start off 5 alive as well. I see that they lose one in the tower.
That's right. Nicole is a liar. They have 4 players.
I know.
Now 3.
All right, yeah, now they're down 3. I really just am striking out today. I'm sorry to every team that I have cursed.
There is a ref running with some urgency to the snake insert for DMG. That's never good.
He's fueled up. They've had lunch. They've got all the energy in the world now.
Calls him clean.
Ooh. All right. Right on the head.
He's asking her check. That's it. He's going to take a walk.
Ooh. Catches one more just for safekeepings.
Here's an extra ball. Thanks for coming.
Yep, it's going to be number 29 for
That's
DMG. Yeah.
Caden Spencer closing out again. Another good point out of him. Well done, sir.
Very good.
All right, All-Stars retaking the field. They've got a slim lead. Lots of time on the clock, so it's going to be hard to try to defend that. They just need to go out there and try to win some more points.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by their side. They have been very creative. They've done things that I have not seen yesterday or this morning. Like when they doubled up that temple, I was like, oh, interesting.
That's
and
the
it
first.
worked out for them.
Yep. Was that a delayed break into the snake? Is that what they were doing?
So they doubled it up, and then they broke off one into the snake corner and one pushed up the middle, I believe.
I like that.
But it was something we have not seen yet, so I'm here for it.
All-Stars into the snake immediately, doubled up. That double up at home doesn't stay for very long.
Yeah, Nasty's going to be right at that brick.
Yeah, huge.
Posted up on that snake. He's going to make sure he's not going to go anywhere. And their snake guy's going to start sending it a little bit.
First All-Star player taking a walk, so down to 4 bodies.
So this is my concern with Nasty, right? He's crawling up, but his butt and his pack are so far out. At that point, you've got to just lay in this dirt, because if you get shot in the back or the pack, it's a waste to start moving like that.
It's really critical on this field that your teammates recognize the existence of what's in the middle and communicate it to your snake players, because your snake players are in such trouble from that middle brick.
For sure. And then, we've got to bump up from that Dorito side corner into the Dorito side tower, so that's beneficial to start taking on ground. And the home is actually moving into the mini W. They're kind of spreading apart. They're starting to put it together.
All-Stars a little bit on their heels right now. They're going to need to win a gunfight to try to steal the momentum back.
Yeah, and this is actually Geraldo again in the snake, and I mean, what a perfect person to put in there. I feel like he's put in a lot of work, and he's, bringing a lot of success to the squad.
All-Star player considering a bump up, he does. He's going to go for it. He's considering bunkering.
I mean, he could kill Geraldo, but then he's got somebody else just waiting for him. So.
Well, I don't know if he can, because that brick is waiting for him.
Oh, he's going for it. Ooh.
If I'm a ref, I'm thinking about throwing a flag just because that brick was waiting for it. There it is. There's the major.
Major penalty.
Yep. That move was never going to work because the brick was waiting for him.
So now we've thrown 2 flags. We're just throwing the flags in the sink? Or
no, the refs on these European refs, they throw flags in the sink. So if one of them throws a red, they all throw the red.
Okay. I was like, dang, we don't have enough bodies to pull for 2 majors.
No. So that was never going to work. There was a brick, and you don't have all the knowledge in the world. I'm not trying to be too critical of the player, but there was a brick waiting for you. I'm surprised he even got 3 steps before getting blown up. The problem is he then pulled his trigger.
Yeah.
It's fine for the All-Star player to make that move and it doesn't work, but you've got to recognize you're taking the hits and just bail out and say, yep, didn't work.
Just put the gun down. Just take the L for now.
Move on to the next point.
So I was just looking over to the pits just to kind of see what's going on, and I realized that we have a big old guest, a fan favorite over here, just gracing us with his presence. Falvey's looking around, trying to figure it out. We've got Ollie over here, just chatting it up with some
Ollie,
pits.
I should have recognized that from Macy's clothing.
I know. I do like that polo. That's a very nice polo.
Very classy, very classy.
And they did have that party last night, and the fact that he's up and moving looks good.
That's right. Apparently the party was a flop because he's conscious. No, I mean, it was a great party. He'd be out getting his stomach pumped right now.
He's trying to, keep himself out of the sun. And you know what? As I say that, he sits down. Okay.
A really good party. He should be hooked up to an IV right now, trying to recover. All right, Ballistics on your left. Sacramento with a nice 3-point lead. Ooh.
DMG's lanes are on point right now. They doubled that home, and they were both just straight up, ready to go. They do lose one coming out of the Dorito side, though, and they also lose their snake and catch a minor. Oh, gosh.
This is going for Ballistics now.
So now they've got somebody in that home and then a Dorito corner who's going to bump to the Dorito side tower.
Ballistics into the snake from the home.
Oh, we're catching another minor for DMG. So that's
God.
Everybody's gone. See you later.
Oh.
Okay, now I'm really having flashbacks.
You've lived this nightmare before?
It just feels like I'm watching Tiki's all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Nobody's catching a break here. If you're thinking you got any wiggle room with these refs, you are wrong.
No, you're catching laundry. All right, well, that was an easy win for Ballistics. There you go. It's going to be 1-3. They're clawing back into this one. Plenty of time on the clock. All right, Nasty's going to be on your left. All-Stars on your right. All-Stars with a real nice comeback point on that last one, so we're tied up 2-2.
Yeah, I haven't seen Todd Boyer out here yet. Usually, this is his squad. He plays with them. Oh, I see him. He's in the pit. I think they're waiting. Secret weapon. Pull him out at the end.
Yeah, they're holding him back.
And he did participate in the Hormesis 1v1 as well, so he's definitely a fan favorite.
All right, Nasty chooses to spread wide. No, that's not a wide spread. He uses the outside crawl from that can to get into the snake.
Yeah, and Allstars are going to start 5 alive, but one of their guys really struggled to dive into the Dorito Tower. It was a little sloppy. I think he just tripped on his own feet or the mud.
You can't always be looking athletic out here.
Yeah, you can't always look so graceful, and that's totally okay. I'm also not that graceful.
I believe we're still 5-on-5 at the moment.
Correct.
No snake presence yet for Allstars.
I think this Temple's looking to move in there, but I think he's being held up by somebody.
I believe Geraldo is getting a check in there for snake. He's called clean. Nasty now doubled up in the snake. Casey finally responds by getting into S1 themselves.
As he should, but he's also looking the other way. I'd love to see him start pushing down a little bit. He's got to start matching the energy.
And for the Casey All-Star player in the snake one, there's an opportunity to do it because there's nothing hot in the middle of the field.
Right.
So he could absolutely crawl. And for that matter, the home isn't even looking his way, so there's no chance of a drop shot. Yeah, this is a window for that Casey player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Move up the snake.
I just wish they would pick up on it. But also, I can't judge because maybe they don't see it.
Well,
maybe the comms are a little off.
Or he was given a job, and he's going to do the job.
Yeah, sometimes, you got to stick to the job or your coach is going to have your butt. But sometimes you got to just play paintball and change it up a smidge.
Coaches are the worst.
Yeah, they stink.
All right. Number 20 taking a walk for Nasty. That's the first player off the field.
Yeah, and it looks like we were in the snake, and now we've, gone back to the snake corner. I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Casey into the Dorito side snake. I believe they're at the D3 at the moment. Ooh, Geraldo, is he? Thought there might be something in the hopper. But he checked. The ref didn't seem concerned.
Even if there is, it's gone now.
I wasn't saying that part out loud.
As we say that.
Now
the ref's popping in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frankly, he's lucky the ref didn't realize it until that point.
Right. I can hear the All-Star pit right now. They're fighting for a penalty, saying that he tried to wipe it.
Yeah.
You know what? It clears the snake open, so now their guy can start sending it down.
Nasty player starting to peel off that back line. Casey All-Star attack now up the Dorito side also. This is falling apart for Nasty.
So now this All-Star player might think that there is one in the snake and one in that temple because that guy moved out of it, but...
So Nasty player attempts a way wide run trying to catch Downing here unaware, but it doesn't work. Downing's teammate picks it up. They're clean alive, and they're going to finish this one out. Good point by All-Stars. Frankly, I would have given Nasty kind of the advantage about midpoint of that game in terms of positioning, but it fell apart for him.
And I feel like that's always tough when you feel like you've got the ball and then it just starts bouncing away from you and you're like, what? Why?
It. Yeah. All right, here we go. Casey All-Star coach coming in to have a little talk with the refs.
He's going to fight for that major, calling it a wipe.
So he is, I believe, from what I saw, correct. However, WWF style, the refs didn't see it. They only can make the call on what they see.
Right.
And he found the hit, and he's called him out. He wasn't shooting his gun at the time.
Yeah, and we've got a totally different view / angle, so maybe the head ref, but he did go in, he did pull the guy, even if he didn't see the, quote unquote wiping, he did pull the body.
So, his hopper rubbed up against the bunker. It's probably intentional, but you can't prove that in a court of law, I suppose.
Right.
But the refs didn't know there was a hit there at that moment. They only noticed it later when he was further up the snake. The Casey All-Star coach checking in, just making sure the webcast and you folks at home know the ref said I'm right.
I don't know how truthful that is, but
I'm going to say that.
So?
I'm going to say the ref said that because I love this ref.
They are very honest, actually.
This ref and crew
really
will say,
enjoy them.
"Hey, we made a mistake and that was right." They'll say that. We can't fix it.
We can't fix it now, but
we'll try to do better in the future.
Right, we're going to improve ourselves based on
Do you know what
conversations.
I always kind of pay attention to when I watch reffing, and especially the NFL, is what's called makeup calls. when the refs completely miss a call, and then the next snap, they're like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and give holding. It really wasn't much of a hold.
We're going to compensate for this.
It absolutely 100% happens in the NFL, 100%. And I wouldn't be shocked if some of that's going on in paintball reffing, too. With like, yeah, we blew that last one. So we're not going to make them up whole cloth.
Right.
But if there's a 50-50, whether it was a playing on or not, we're going to go ahead and throw that flag just to try to make up for it.
Yeah, and I mean, it all depends on tone and conversation. There have been plenty of refs where I'm like, hey, I've watched this move happen a few times. I really appreciate it if you would kind of stop that or figure it out. And so they keep an eye out, and they're pretty good about this stuff. So it looks like Ballistics going to start 5 alive.
DMG 5 alive, however, first player peeling off for Ballistics on the Dorito side.
Ballistic out of the Dorito side as well.
DMG loses their snake player. 4-on-4.
Looks like the Dorito side corner is going to bump into this tower. I'm really hoping the snake corner starts making his way through this snake. They're still doubled up in this home.
There you go. DMG player from home finally bumping out to the snake insert.
And it looks like Ballistic is going to lose another. And it looks like they lost him out of the home. So now this home guy really needs to decide which way am I going? Who do I need to support? Who needs the most damage control?
DMG now into the snake, although he's on his own. He doesn't have any support over here, but he doesn't really need it in this particular layout. He can operate as an independent unit in this particular snake. Ballistics have nothing up the middle, so again, that snake player for DMG is pretty safe.
Yeah, they got to start putting it together with Ballistic because now they're both looking the same way, which we know that is always an issue. You do not need to be on the same job.
DMG starting to probe up the middle there. He's going to make a secondary bump into the middle wedge. Further up at about the 45-yard line. Now he's thinking about taking this brick at the same time his teammates get into the Dorito side snake.
Ballistic does lose their home players. They've got one in the Dorito. It looks like one in the snake corner. They really need to start putting it together. They need to start making some moves, being a little more aggressive, let their presence be known, and at least maybe startle DMG to stop pushing.
Well, at this point, in this point, DMG has the position and the bodies. Ballistics got to maybe just try to look for a cheap, quick kill, maybe win a gunfight. I don't know. I'm scratching here for answers.
Maybe they can catch this brick guy because he's awfully tall, and so even if when he crouches down, his head is still poking out.
Yeah. He's a little bit in danger from the Dorito, but he's going to drop down and reconcentrate over there on the Dorito. That's number 37. Looks like he's going to blow up that Dorito. Ballistics player in this snake corner. He's going to go into the snake. He's going to try to do something. You know what? They didn't see it, although he's figuring it out.
Oh,
he's going to get crunched.
This is not the move.
He's going to get crunched. That was very nice, the DMG player.
Very gentle.
Dude, that was super gentlemanly. He wrapped around, knew that he had no vision. He was looking at his back. He just put one into him.
He was like, I'm going to respect it. Yes, we love a good sportsman. Probably giving a little round of applause for the sportsman-like.
Number 37, Gerber. Thank you for that. That said, okay, now it's time for me to criticize. Gerber, you idiot. Why did you just hit the buzzer?
Holy cannoli.
Wow, we whiplashed on that one.
He's so fast.
I will turn on you, sir.
He was like, what a beautiful moment. Anyways,
what a moron.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah, he could have just went and hit the buzzer. He didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. He was already on the kill hunt.
10 seconds.
All right, All-Stars on your left. They're up by 1 point. We got almost 5 minutes on the clock. Nothing. That lead is not safe.
Nope. And we've got Nasty. They're going to start up 5 alive. Oh, we're asking for a head check in the snake, and he's actually going to be pulled out. And they actually lose the Dorito side corner, too. So now we've just got 3 in the back line. We need to start making some moves here.
We are 5 alive for All-Stars. They're starting to split out from their home bunker. Into the snake 3 here for All-Stars.
So now Nasty has a home player trying to put some paint the snake way to kind of give their guy an easier opportunity to kind of start pushing. But he's also looking inside too for our snake. So everybody's got a job. They're trying to maintain it. Unfortunately, they lose the Dorito side tower. So now again, it's one of those moments where the home player needs to decide: do I spread the field? Do I support my guy? Or do I concede? You know?
Well, you're going to concede because the All-Stars were gobbling up real estate over here on the snake side.
So if you missed it, one of the refs threw his squeegee in the most beautiful way. And
it was amazing.
He thought he lost it, and then he just luckily found it. So, you know, and
tragedy
one of those things are like gold.
Tragedy can turn to joy so fast out here on a paintball field, including a ref losing his squeegee.
It's the little things, you know.
He's going to be telling his grandchildren about this moment. And then, when all hope was lost, I would never see my squeegee again.
Yeah, they're like hotcakes. I know. Oh, actually, you know what? BKI Paintball at summer camp, squeegees are just a hot commodity. Oh, I was looking for one.
Well, they're the next level pod theft.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've got DMG on the right here.
First Ballistics player taking the walk, trying to run out to the snake, doesn't make it. So we got 4 and 5 in favor of DMG.
Yeah, it looks like. Oh.
Ballistics moving up the middle now to that center wedge.
DMG loses the guy on that Dorito side, and they start kind of filling snake way.
All right, so we're 4 and 4.
I think that's Spencer, right? That's our trusty.
I like this Ballistics player in the middle. He's being aggressive. He keeps moving up. Every time he gets gun dominance, he makes a move. Unfortunately, as he do that, he loses a gunfight. I commentated, cursed him. I am sorry.
I wonder if they go home and they just like curse our names.
Yeah, they watch the webcast and they're like, "How do you do me like that?
Right?
Why did you compliment me? You know that was going to get me killed."
In the comments, these people are like, "Excuse me, why are you doing this to my homies?"
Stop saying nice things.
Yeah.
All right, Caden Spencer here on the snake for DMG. Once more.
And he's supported by his snake corner. And you just missed it. We were talking about the two-tone, and the snake corner was just doing it. Instead of getting loud, he's changing his tone of voice.
Voice modulation.
Mm-hmm. Spencer's making a full run for it here. Let's go.
Well, there's nothing opposing him. He really can. He's got a home player on the other side who's mostly focused on the Dorito side, so that's a free pass.
Correct. He seems like one of those players, if you give him the opportunity, he's aggressive enough to take everything, including your lunch money.
Well, another player walking off for Ballistics from the Dorito. The coach has seen enough. He's going to towel out of that.
Yeah. You got to bring everybody back in. You got to give him a pep talk. You need to reevaluate.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. Well, you're down big, probably big enough that you realistically probably aren't talking about bringing this match back if you're Ballistics. You just got to try to use it as a learning experience. All right, back to Nasty and Allstars. Allstars doing really well. 4-2. What do we got left on the clock?
Looks like
Time
4
check.
minutes, 2 seconds.
That's plenty of time. This match can still go either direction. Thanks again to BKI Paintball, by the way. Jump on BKI, become a member. You can watch a lot of information about field layouts, tips for getting better at playing paintball, even coaching.
Yes, the coaching course is fantastic by Rusty Glaze.
By
so
Rusty,
good,
yeah,
yes.
I could see.
I took it my first year of coaching, and I got so much out of it.
He knows a thing or two.
Mm-hmm. So we've got the All-Stars going to be on our right here. They are really trying to tighten up and get in these bunkers quick, and they're going to try to win a few gunfights right off the break here.
Nasty losing a player almost immediately from the back line. Now they've lost 2, so they're down to 3 bodies. Their 3 bodies are mostly clustered over here on the snake side. They got a decent setup, though, to attack, but they're going to have to do it quick. Because once All-Stars figure out there's nothing left on the Dorito side, they're just going to swarm it.
Yeah, I mean, the only threat they have on that Dorito side right now, I believe, is... Oh, and it looks like All-Stars lose somebody on the snake way, but I think the Dorito side for the All-Stars is looking pretty bare right now. Minus that mini W.
Geraldo really doesn't care about the body situation. He's just going to go ahead and attack. Damn the torpedoes.
Dorito Tower just bumped up into the Dorito for All-Stars. So, again, they're all tucked in so tight.
So he picked up on Geraldo's presence, so he's going to put a lane there, and that's going to make it difficult for Geraldo to operate over the top. Geraldo look at all these choices to shoot down the snake now.
Yeah, and so now the snake corner is trying to figure out, you know, who's my biggest threat, who's giving me the most heat, and how can I get them off of me?
So Geraldo's Overwatch, number 31. He switches back to the Dorito side. I'm okay with that because there's really no threat to Geraldo, either a bunkering or even just somebody trying to get into the snake and oppose him. Although he does switch back over here to the snake side. So for All-Stars, their priority is probably just dragging this out as long as possible. I mean, a win would be great, but if they could just kill a couple minutes, that'd be a win in itself.
Correct, for
We're
sure.
2.5.
Just kill the clock a little bit.
Oh, we have a player peeling off as I say that.
I know. And I feel like we're constantly in this scenario. We've got somebody in the home and somebody in the corner trying to fight off.
Yeah, I mean, Nasty's in good positions, but they're not finishing this fast enough, and the clock's just peeling away. So let's assume Nasty wins this.
Right.
I'm going to guess they're going to win it with about a minute and a half on the clock, which is not which is workable. Oh, they lose number 31 there. Missouri All-Stars respond by going in and moving up into the Dorito themselves.
And as we see, the All-Stars actually lose their snake corner. So they still have this guy in the home, which I think he's been here far too long for this point. But that's just my opinion.
He's about to get his back blown up. First time he reaches back for a pod, number 10 here is going to blow him up.
Oh, you know what? He feels the heat. Oh, you know what? He didn't make the bump, but he felt the heat. He tried to go to that mini W. Props to him.
This is taking way too long for Nasty. They're going to hit the buzzer, but it's going to be about a minute and a half.
I don't know if the board's not on. Nobody can see the clock, but I feel like nobody's really checking time. I haven't heard anybody calling times and things like that.
I didn't see the sense of urgency that I expected out of Nasty on that one. They are going to win the point, and this isn't like out of control. They're down by 1 point. They got a minute and a half. It's doable, but they could have been down 1 point with 2 or 3 minutes on the clock if they pushed a little harder.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ballistics, this game is probably a little bit beyond salvaging. Let's be really honest. 5-1. They're at risk of getting mercy killed. So, we've talked about this before. If I'm the coach of Ballistics, what do you do? I'm going to ask you, what do you do?
How much time is on this clock? I can't read that far. We got 5. I mean, you need to catch some points. Maybe try to catch up, but I just think it's not feasible in this moment based on how DMG is really kind of plowing through at this rate.
I would just treat this as a practice point.
As we say that, they filled the snake and the corner.
Yeah, double move. I haven't seen a lot of that at all.
I do like that because, like I said before, you don't know who to aim for if you got 2 bumps at the same time. You got to pick one, and then it's you could possibly miss trying to pick. And
if your snake player gets clipped going in, your snake corner can instantly dive in and take over.
And they do have a bump coming out of that mini W into that Dorito side tower, but he's also getting a check by the ref. Hopefully he makes it in clean. And it's going to be a minor penalty on that Dorito side tower. They're going to take him and the home guy out. That
was not part of the game plan for Ballistics. GMG responds by getting into the Doritos themselves, so they're getting close to that 50 Dorito side. They're maybe the Dorito 2.
Yeah, the Ballistic snake player is catching a lot of heat. The spray is just popping off of him, but he's still keeping it tight, trying to put some paint back that way.
DMG stabilizing a little bit here. I thought Ballistics was just going to fold, but DMG's willing to drag it down. There's no reason for them to push it too hard.
There's no rush when you're at a scoreboard like this right now.
Yeah.
They are getting a bunch of checks over there, though.
But they're all clean.
The snake and they check the tower, and everybody's clean so far.
All right, DMG gets up to this brick over here on the Dorito side. Now he's going to try to finish it out.
Oh.
Not entirely necessary, but he's having fun, so.
It looks like... Oh, and okay. Oh, okay, so he's in this giant wing.
Wow, he is going to clean it out.
He takes him out. Yeah, absolutely. And here's trusty old Spencer coming in for the hang.
Unsportsmanlike conduct in Sacramento DMG, winning the game excessively when it wasn't necessary.
Come on, you guys. We're all friends
Just kill the clock.
Yeah.
No, good work by DMG. They're going to win this one. They're going to mercy it out for Ballistics, 6-1. We are going to go into X-Ball. Casey, Missouri All-Stars versus Nasty. Nasty has a minute and a half to come up with a point, which is very doable. Look at all the pods in the back of the All-Stars. They're prepared for sit and shoot.
I know.
Oh,
24.
He's getting a talking about tucking in his shirt.
It's Todd Boyer. Yeah, he knows better.
Young man, tuck in your shirt.
Right. With all those pods, come on now.
Tie your shoelaces, tuck in your shirt.
Yeah, if you're listening to this later, I know you know better.
All right, Nasty doesn't have to be crazy aggressive, but they've got to be aggressive on this.
They've got to do something here. Something a little different, or start changing the pace and put it in their own direction. As we say that, they've got 2 bumps at the same time.
Uh-oh, there is a minor over there on All-Stars.
Okay, that is a gift.
That opens a window.
Gift.
And there is nothing opposing this Nasty player from just going the whole length of the snake. Well, I take it back. There is a snake player.
Yeah.
That's Geraldo, number 10.
Okay.
We're at 60 seconds.
You know what, Falvey, you did say. You said it.
What's that, the flag?
You were like, oh, you know what? I think they might go to time and blah, blah, blah. And here we are.
I blew it.
We've got 49 seconds and they're only down by 1. So if they try to finish this off accordingly.
Ooh, that's a big kill for Nasty.
Yep.
They blow up the snake player. That leaves Geraldo free to do what he wants. Now the home's going to take a walk.
I mean,
they're going to get this.
Yes. And
they're going to tie this up.
And you know what? You said it. Now we're going to go into OT.
I was wrong.
You know what? But you know what? Actually, can I just plan it out there? If we're going to OT, I would love, and I mean love, to go in 1v1.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I do love me a good 1v1.
For the views? Yes.
Yes.
We need the clicks, folks.
We need the clicks.
Speaking of the clicks.
I did look at the views while I was in the van cooling down.
Yeah. Hundreds of thousands or merely hundreds?
Well, so, you know, it was just a few.
Don't answer that question.
Just kidding. No, we have a great viewer interaction. It's good to see everybody, you know, commenting and talking about the old days. Someone brought up 2007, and I was like, wow, okay, we got an OG in the house. So, I mean, if you're from back in the day, it's glad that you're still here watching us, hanging out, and we appreciate that.
And remember, this sport, if you get too old to play, you can always webcast.
You could webcast. You could coach. Those who can't play, they teach.
All right. Well, another thank you to BKI and Committed Paintball. Committed Paintball making some great twister product.
I don't know what that means. Are you saying a tie? 5-on-5.
What's the question?
The head ref is trying to signal to me, but I am not very good at hand gestures. I'm just getting a blinking 2 hands. I don't know if he's doing jazz hands.
I think it's fine. I think it's overtime. No, not overtime. We're not there yet. Yeah, 5-on-5.
Yeah, so maybe that was, because of the penalty that they threw. I think he was just trying to let us know that, you know, it is still going to be 5-on-5 here.
I thought he just liked jazz hands.
Yeah, I thought he was just kind of jazzing it up. All right, so 15 seconds on the clock, obviously. It's 4v4.
All right, after this match is over, by the way, we're going to watch Nasty take on, we're going to watch Virginia Vendetta taking on ASG Waniacs, and we're going to watch Tiki's Totem take on Dynamic.
And based on looking at the Waniacs, it looks like they've got Mikey Macy, or Mesa, and then they've got Ollie, so I think they've got a pretty solid crew going on over here.
Yeah, it's not bad. Another shout out to BKI. They put on summer camps, by the way.
Oh,
I know, including
the best.
Yeah, up in Massachusetts, they put on a 1 or 2 week summer camp. They actually have campers staying there. They bring in a lot of stars of this sport to teach the young kids or old kids, whatever. And they end it with a tournament. It is a blast, and you get a custom jersey out of it too.
Oh, custom jerseys, water bottles, like you get a whole setup, and the food is really good as well.
Nasty's going to lose 2 players early on.
All-Stars are making the run for it.
Yep. All-Stars lose their own player up the middle.
Snake is going all the way on their side. He really wants it. Oh.
Nasty down to 2 players before they towel out of it. No, they don't towel out of it.
No, they don't towel. We're out of time. We only have 15 seconds.
Okay.
All right, you know what that means.
Overtime.
Give me some overtime. Run out of clock there, and then give me some 1v1s.
You know what the refs are not getting paid? Overtime. You know what we're not getting paid?
Overtime.
Thank you to Vendetta Paintball for supporting this channel. And if you're out there listening to it, please go support Vendetta Paintball. That's the chain of support life. That's how it works in this sport.
For sure.
So if you can support Vendetta, they can continue to support this webcast. That means you can continue to watch it. So thank you, Vendetta.
Yeah, and for free.
Yeah, and for free.
Free.
Yep. No greedy corporate fat cats here. All due respect.
I was unfortunately reading the comments. We talked about it, which is always a big no-no when you're commentating. You want to read the comments.
Oh, yeah.
But some people were like, oh, this is free and this is so nice to watch and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, we have to thank our sponsors a million times because without them, we wouldn't be able to give this to the people. And people deserve to watch some action-packed paintball at World Cup.
We need every possible sponsor dollar to continue to support my nonsense being spewed onto the field. All right, there you see the rest of our Friday schedule. We are going in this afternoon to move into the WNXL portion of our playoffs. Well, not playoffs, of our prelims. Great WNXL action yesterday. The games just get better. I'm sounding fully corporate sponsor here, but the WNXL games I watch have just got better and better over the years.
Right, they got so intense. They're so close. I was like, oh, this is what I love to watch. This is what I love to see.
I could make an argument for Ultimate Endgame. Perhaps there is no more WNXL because the skill gap, if there is a skill gap, disappears, and it's like, you know, let's just mix it all into one giant co-ed league. That theoretically could happen in the next few years because I'm just, like I said, I'm seeing the WNXL skill level and the level of play just get better and better and better and better.
We do see a lot of co-ed teams. I know Jen Folk was playing with Underground. There's someone who was playing with Pittsburgh, I think it's the Saints, semi-pro, and then was playing with the women as well. And I was like, yes, that's what we want to see. I want to see,
So eventually we'll approach the point where, let's go play.
Them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I am not calling for the abolishment of the WNXL.
Yeah, no one is saying.
Tom Cole's out there cutting our feed.
What we're saying is there's such a skill level that eventually we just got to put everybody out there and just may the best man or woman win. All right, so it looks like I've got All-Stars on my right, and it's going to be Nasty on the left. They are tied. They are in overtime. Now, what do you do? What's your game plan here? You got a play meant for overtime, or you're just going with what you're most confident in? Or
I think you go pocket play to begin with because you don't want to risk losing bodies in the breakout, and then you start making your secondaries from there.
For my own selfish reasons, I hope that everybody goes pocket and I get my 1v1s.
Quadruple up the home.
Yes. Take your time.
All right, looks like 5 alive for both teams. All-Stars do take the snake. Nasty fulfills that pocket play destiny. Kansas City All-Stars lose their first player on the Dorito side.
Yeah, they do. And it looks like they've just got the snake. That Temple home and a mini W.
Nasty is now into the snake. And they're
He's looking for a kill, but there's nobody up there yet for him to kind of take out.
Nasty lost their middle player in that wedge. So now we're back to 4-on-4. Slight positional advantage for Nasty being doubled up in the snake.
Yeah, and the All-Stars are going to bump up out of that mini W into this Dorito tower. And it looks like he's going to send some paint this way. Hopefully, not even, if he doesn't shoot anybody, he's making his presence known. And we've got 4 minutes on the clock. See? It's happening. It's happening.
This is really happening.
It's happening. And we've got one who's going to slide into the snake corner. He's going to look Dorito way, hoping to put some paint that way as well.
I feel like I'm watching a little bit of caution out of Nasty. They're like, we got positions, but let's not do anything stupid. This is overtime point.
Right, and I feel like when you sense that vibe, they're gonna take advantage of this. If you're cautious and you're kind of wary, the other team's gonna go, okay, cool, let's smash them.
Well, that's what you're seeing. The Kansas City All-Star snake player is not being cautious.
Oh, and as we say that, they lose a nasty player on the snake.
I think that might be
so
Geraldo.
All-Stars really has.
Oh, I think he's going to waste his body.
He
What
did.
a shame.
Oh, man, it was a good run, but I don't think he knew that many W was there.
So the All-Star player took the inside route around the snake 50, and that means his vision was blocked to see that Nasty player had already been shot and walking off. So as soon as he got there, he jumped up and tried to bunker him out, but there's nothing there.
Right, and the All-Stars are going to fill the snake, but I was just looking at the snake corner. He's got one pod. That's it. So
well,
he needs to have all of his shots on point, and it is Top Boyer, it looks like, number 24. So, I mean, if anybody's going to seal the deal, it's going to be him.
Shirt tucked in and all, down to one pod.
I told you, secret weapon. They pulled him out at the end.
Yep. He's the reserve stock.
Right.
All right, well, with one pod, I'd like to see some aggression out of him.
Right,
He doesn't have a choice.
Listen, if you're going to do it, you better do it.
Yeah, you can't try to go to sit and shoot paintball.
He's signaling to one of his homies across the way.
Oh, he gets clipped.
Never pop the top. If you were watching this, stop popping the top.
Yeah.
You go home, you're watching it, learn.
Here's number 21 for Nasty, who I refer to as Garage Sale due to all the unique colors on him. He's doing a good job pushing up the snake.
He's not giving this player a new nickname.
And communicating. Oh, he loses his player going up the middle.
Yeah, and that All-Star home player's going to start heading snake way, it looks like. He's got to take this snake player out, hopefully. He's just got to start moving in here. And as I say that, he slides in and makes it in.
So Nasty's got 2 players, I believe, at the moment. One over in that corner, that Dorito corner, and they've got the snake, of course.
Yeah, I'm trying to read this All-Star side, but again, I'm only 5'2". I see one. I see one for sure. I'm trying to see if there's one on the Doritos.
Oops, sorry.
All right, he's talking to somebody, so somebody has to be there with him. And I see it. So he's bumped into this Dorito. What's good is,
this is a big attempt to run. It is not. It should not work.
Oh, let's see it. Oh,
If he has a hit on him, that's going to be a major.
there it is. Yeah, it's going to be a major penalty for sure. Yeah.
That is going to be a major, and that's probably going to end that one for Nasty. Do they have the bodies to fulfill it? I don't think they do.
So now the problem is All-Stars are cheering.
No. Nasty had exactly 2 players. They're going to come to 0. I think that's going to be a no point. What are we going to see?
Yes! Oh, sorry if I'm shouting in everybody's ear. Listen, this is what I really want. Look at that major flag. It's just the deciding factor. It's giving me my 1v1s.
1-on-1s. 1-on-1s. 1-on-1s.
I know. Actually, it's good that you have this camera angle and not in here right now because we're kind of cheering and dancing, and it's probably not a good look.
We're losing our mind. We're not rooting for any team. We're just rooting for good drama.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the action. I want to see more. I want to see a lot of going on. And I was actually surprised because the pit did explode for All-Stars, and there was a lot of a little smack talk, a little bye-bye, a little see you later. And so the ref looked over, and I was like, ooh, he's going to give him a pity. They're going to get a pit penalty. And luckily, he was just like, settle down. So the head ref's shaking his head at me, and I don't know if he heard me talk about getting 1v1s, but
we want him.
He just looked over, and he was like, girl. And I was like, oh, no.
Well, All-Stars over there coming up with a game plan of who's going to one-on-one. I believe I see a jersey being passed to Ollie Lang right now. Oh.
It did?
Oh, you broke our hearts.
No way. I was so... Okay, sorry.
All
Action Production just corrected us, and now we are a little disappointed here. I was really hoping for the 1v1.
All right. Well, that point goes to Missouri All-Stars. Congratulations. Nothing against you. We just wanted to see a one-on-one.
Yeah, I just want a little more action, but congratulations, 5-on-4.
All right. Well, that is going to bring an end to that match. Thank you so much for joining us for that one. Thanks again to BKI Paintball and Twisted and Committed Paintball for finishing that out. We are going to take a break, and we're going to come back with a little bit more NXL World Cup action for you before we plunge into the WNXL portion of our day. Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.